The EEU and China are working together to draft an independent monetary and financial system. And it's amazing because the only place that, and I actually, the team spent all last night trying to dig in this story. We only were able to find sources on it out of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, of course, is part of the EEU, this Eurasian Economic Union, which is basically an answer to the European Union, certainly not as strong as the European Union, but it is an economic bloc that's been built as a response to the EU. And certainly one of the end goals for the war in Ukraine is probably that Russia will argue that Ukraine should be part of this EEU. What they're doing, and so I want you guys to understand, we're not just going to give you the information of what's happening on the ground today. We're going to talk to you about what's going to happen in 3 weeks. We're going to talk to you about what's going to happen in 3 months, perhaps even in 3 years. The Eurasian Economic Union and China are working together to develop a draft of an independent international monetary and financial system. The Eurasian Economic Commission reported that the system will presumably be based on a new international currency, which will be taken as an index of the national currencies of the member countries and the prices of exchange-traded commodities. The first step is expected to be presented for discussion by the end of March. This is coming up very, very fast. Let's see, Sergei Gazlayev says, who is the minister in charge of integration and macroeconomics, stated that given the common challenges and risks associated with the global economic slowdown, the restrictive measures against the EEU and Chinese states, our countries should step up practical cooperation both at the level of regular export dialogues and in form of joint measures and projects. Understand where this is going. Understand how to put your financial well-being ahead of all of this. That's where we're going with this. You have to have your family set up right. We have to have our country set up right. They are taking steps to integrate, whether you want to call it the global south, whether you want to call it the East, right? They're creating a parallel economy, and it is now being backstopped and underwritten completely by China. And Russia wants to bring Ukraine along with them into this new, and you can't really call it a global order because it certainly is international, but it's not global because it is separate from the Davos, London, Wall Street, Washington, D.C. axis. This is a new power structure, a new global financial market that they're setting up outside of the SWIFT system. So One Belt, One Road, the Belt and Road Initiative, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they have been talking about this for years. And understand, by the way, we talked about it yesterday, the role of central bank digital currency and crypto is going to play in all of this. They have commodities. We need to be smart and start developing our own commodities and our own resources if we are going to play in this new world, because that's the problem with all of this. These other countries, all these people, Xi, Putin, the rest of them, they play to win. Us, all we do is play. Folks, you need to understand what point in the movie you are in.